Hello everyone. In this video we are going to talk about forks. So forks are tactics in chess, and like any other tactic we are going to take advantage of the short-term opportunities and aim for short-term material gain. So fork happens when a single piece attacks two or more enemy pieces at the same time. Let us understand the concept with an example. So here is a situation on a board. It is white to move. Suppose white gives a move like knight to c7. Now with a single move, now knight is attacking the king. The king is under check. The knight is attacking the queen and the rook as well. Okay. So at the same time, knight is attacking three of the enemy pieces. So this is known as a fork. Now as the king is under threat, the king has to move, and now we can take the queen. So as we are attacking two of the enemy pieces at the same time, the enemy can save only one in most of the cases, and we can just take the other piece. Now there is a terminology in chess when any of the pieces is attacking king and queen at the same time. It is known as a royal fork. Okay, so let us continue. After king moves, we can just take the queen, and after losing the knight, we are in a +6 advantage. There is a misconception among beginners that only knight can give a fork, but that is not true. All the pieces, including queens and bishops and rooks and pawns and even the king, can give a fork. Okay, suppose we continue in the line. After queen to b6 check, king moves say to d7, and after queen to b7 check, the queen is attacking the king and the rook as well. So here the queen is giving a fork, and after king moves, we can just take the rook. Let us consider another example. Here in the example, it is white to move, and suppose white gives a move bishop takes pawn on c6 with a check. The bishop is now attacking the king and the knight at the same time. So this is also a fork by a bishop, and after a king moves, we can just take the knight. Right? Even the rook can give forks. After rook to b7 check, the king has to move. The rook is attacking the king and the knight at the same time. So after king moves, we can just take the knight. So let us try to apply the knowledge of fork for solving some puzzles. You will be solving the puzzles, and let us see how far we can go. Let us consider the first puzzle of the day. Here it is white to move, and we can see that the knight on b5 can go to the c7 square and create a fork. But the problem is that the queen on d8 is defending the c7 square and preventing the knight to come to the c7 square. So here you have to think of a combination from white's perspective so that the knight can give a fork successfully. So here you can pause the video and think of the best move for white. Well, the move is queen takes pawn on d5, and after queen takes queen, the c7 square is not anymore defended, and after king moves, we can take the queen, gaining a +1 advantage. Okay, let us look at the second puzzle of the day. Okay, here it is white to move, and there is no fork right now, so you have to think of a combination so that you can give a fork. Remember Silman's rule of recognition. There is a bishop on c6 undefended. So let us see whether you can take advantage of this undefended bishop and think of the best move for white. You can just pause the video right now. Well, the move is bishop takes g6 with a check, and after king takes bishop, we can fork the king and the bishop with our queen, and after king moves, we can take the undefended bishop. See how we have applied the Silman's rule of recognition. Okay, now also here in this case we gained a pawn. Now white is a pawn up. Let us look at the next puzzle. Here it is white to move. Now also the white knight on f5 can go to the e7 square in order to give a fork, but the rook on c7 is defending the e7 square. So you have to think of a very simple combination in order to distract the rook, and think of the best move for white so that he can give a fork using the knight. You can just pause the video right now. Well, the move is rook takes pawn on c6, and after rook takes rook, we can just give the fork using our knight, and after king moves, you can just take the queen. Let us move on and look at the last puzzle of the day. Okay. It is a game played between Yasser Seriawan as white and Kostijan as black in US Open in 1977. It is white to move. White is up by 2 pawns, but we can see the bishop on a3 is attacking 2 of the rooks on c1 and b2 at the same time, and it seems like the one of the rooks is about to be killed. But the thing is that the bishop on a3 is undefended, and also the black king on c8 is loosely defended. So let's see whether you can think of a healthy combination. You can just pause the video right now and think of the best move for white. Well, the idea is somehow we have to bring our king to the a file so that we can give a fork and gain the undefended bishop. Okay, so that can be done using either starting with queen to b7 or queen to a8 check. Okay, either of one. So suppose queen to a8 check, the king has to move. There is no other way. So king to d7. Then queen to c6 check. It's a forced move. King has to return. So after king to c8, we can bring our queen to the a file by queen to a6 check. Again, it's a forced move, and the queen has given a fork and killed the bishop successfully. So that is the concept of fork that we have learned today. We have seen that how to create a combination and create a situation where we can give a fork. So here is a tip for the beginners at the end of the video. The thing is that whenever we are facing a knight, maybe at the end game or something, we actually become very scared, and we have to be very conscious about where to place our pieces and how to give the moves, because at any time if you are not careful enough, the knight can give a fork and we can lose a material. So here is a tip for you. If you look at the first example, let us consider this. A knight can always attack the squares of same color, right? Knight can always, like here in this position, knight is attacking all the black like dark color squares, right? If we move the knight, it is attacking all the light color squares. So the tip is that whenever you are facing a knight, even in end game or in middle game, and you are scared of facing a fork against your opponent, always bring your pieces to the opposite color squares. Okay, so if you place one of your pieces to the light square, bring the other piece on a dark square, so a knight can never give a fork to your pieces. So this is all for this video. I hope you have liked it. If you did, then please give it a like, share it with your friends and relatives. In case you have any question or suggestion, you can write it down on the comment section. I'll be looking forward to it. See you next time.